At any moment, my chicken nuggets will be done and ready. I haven't made videos consistently this year. I've been really on the TikTok game, but I want to get back into it, so we're here. Hi, welcome to my booktube channel. I am here to talk about my mid-year freakout tag and drink wine with you guys. I moved. I own my house. These are my bookshelves. I started a new job. I went to London and got with Emma. You guys saw that video. I have been doing well. Also not well, but also well. I think that's something some of us can relate to. I am here though to talk about these books because I wanted to do a little check-in before we start with some regular scheduled, specifically Halloween content, because it is August, which means it's Halloween, which means the Halloween content can really start. So let's just do a little check-in. Let's talk about these books, drink wine, wait for my chicken nuggets to cool, and then I'm gonna watch Real Housewives. So, don't know about you. Best book you read so far this year. I've read a few very good ones. I've already read 76 books this year. The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels. I love this historical fiction romp. It is fantastical, it is silly and goofy and honestly quite romantic. My dear friend Ileana recommended it to me. She's actually coming to stay with me very soon, so I'm very excited. Think like Pushing Daisies, historical Regency era England, flying witches and some pirates. Flying witch pirates. They're pirates. Anyway. Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is not normally something I read. I don't read like really long books via e-arcs, but I did, and I loved it. We're talking here about a fantastical historical fiction tome that is also diving into the machinations of colonialism on a really large scale and also on a very small scale. This book is so very good, and I would really recommend it. And it comes out later this year. Okay, next, book lovers. Need I say more? I am an Emily Henry girl through and through. The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton. I adored this book. This book was swimming in loveliness. It was just so good. It is such a great middle grade fantasy novel about a school for magic kids in the sky. A great plot, interesting character development, friendship, a little spooky and scary. I adored this. The world building is so cozy and fulfilling and thick with possibilities, and I loved it. Worst book you read so far this year. I did a video where I read book talk books before I became a book talk girly. I read The Sweetest Oblivion for that video, and that book was so bad. Mafia romance, bully romance, I guess, violently misogynistic and racist. Need I say more? The author also apparently is terrible, so makes sense. New release you haven't read yet, but want to, The Dead Romantics. I have it somewhere up there. I've been reading books more physically this year, really just to like use all of my brain, and reading books physically allows me to do that. I love audiobooks, but I have to be doing something else while listening to an audiobook, so reading books physically kind of fulfills that. Very excited to read this ghost supernatural romance. Biggest disappointment. I have a few. I really didn't like Meet Me in the Margins. This is a rom-com contemporary novel set in Nashville about two people in the publishing industry. One wants to be an aspiring writer. One is trying to make his mother happy by taking over this small independent press in Nashville that the main character works at. I just thought this book had all the elements that I really like difficult family situation, secret, like miscommunication, but in like a you've got mail-y way, like all these elements I really enjoyed, but this book just did not come together for me. I thought it was lacking clarity and focus. Similarly, I also did not like The Library of the Unwritten or the Undead or whatever it's called. I read this for a video. I thought it was supremely uninteresting for such an interesting, fun concept. And also I did not care about any of the characters in a good or bad way. I didn't even feel neutral about them. I just felt nothing. I mean, I think neutral implies that I'm thinking enough to use the word neutral. I felt nothing. It's One Night on the Island by Josie Silver. I was excited to pick this up because I actually shockingly liked One Day in December. A lot of people don't like that book, but I thought that book was really fun. This book was not bad in any means. It's about a woman who writes a popular column for a London women's magazine, and she is asked by her editor to go to an island off the coast of Ireland, I want to say, consciously couple with herself, but that's the Gwyneth Paltrow thing. It's the Emma Watson thing, the consciously single, whatever it is. Do that for a viral sensation article, but due to some scheduling issues, she's actually on this island in this little cabin with this other guy who's going through a bit of a separation with his wife. Hate to love in a big way. I found both of these characters really annoying, like super duper annoying, which sucks because I like forced proximity. I like islands. I like close-knit communities, small towns. It's Irish. Like, it definitely like had the elements, but I really found the two main characters, to be actively super annoying, and I don't think they had any chemistry whatsoever. I didn't buy it. I didn't believe it. I thought, you should just go back to your ex-wife, my dude, and you should just do your own thing, my girl. Biggest surprise. I have a few biggest surprises. I really liked A Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings. I saw this cover and I went, I have enough dental trauma. No thanks. Dental school romance, not interested. It was actually really sweet. It had great anxiety and depression representation in the main characters. It's one of the first romance novels I've ever read that had trigger warnings and content warnings in the beginning. I liked the chemistry between the two main characters. It was a little forgettable, but I thought it was really good and quite emotional and well done, and I really enjoyed it. I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I was not a big fan of One Last Stop that I read a couple years ago, but this young adult Paper Towns meets But I'm a Cheerleader novel was so completely charming and fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. And then Exciting Times. This book is about an Irish woman who is living in Hong Kong teaching English. She's in a situationship with this like young investment banker type. He can't really admit to any of his feelings. She's pushing, realizing she's becoming kind of a bad person by being with him, and then she falls in love with this really exciting young woman, and it's about her figuring out her sexuality, figuring out her place with these two people, realizing that, you know, she's a complicated person. She's not bad or good. I thought this book was so funny and charming, and I read it on a plane and I blazed through it, and it's not normally something I'd be into, but I just think that the author did such a good job handling this book with so much like joy and fun and coldness, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. Next we have favorite new author. I read Julia Whelan's newest book, Thank You for Listening, as an ARC. I adored this book. This book was such a good rom-com. It was so fun. It's about two people who do audiobook narration, which is perfect because Julia Whelan is the GOAT of audiobook narration, and them having complicated lives and falling in love. It's a love letter to audiobooks, to romance novels, to having a messy relationship with the people in your life. It's a book about grief and friendship and female friendship. It had everything that I would love in a book except for small town. It was not set in a small town, it's set in Los Angeles, but I will allow it because Julia Whelan did such a good job with this book. It is so unique, and Julia Whelan, I feel like, is the person to tell this story because she has so much experience in this world. It was wonderful. I really, really liked it. Book that made you cry. The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. I love this book. Need I say more? I don't think so. Book that made you happy. Witch Please by Anna Guire. I'm actually reading the sequel, Boss Witch. They have terrible punny names, very millennial, very Marshalls. You know what I mean? Like Marshall's plaque at Halloween time. But this book just made me so happy. I mean, I did a video where I read it in that video and I was just grinning because I loved it so much, and it was just so cute and fun and whimsical, and I loved the romance. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received? I don't know. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get... What books do you need to read by the end of the year? Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I plan on making, like I said, tons of Halloween content. I have so many videos that like I started and didn't finish that aren't Halloween content. So I don't know, watch this space. And also, if you want to see me on a regular basis, follow me on TikTok because I make videos like every day there and I just am having fun. And yeah.